Hello, everyone. Welcome, one and all, to another episode of the Cricket Rockstar Show. I'm Tyrell Ordain, your handsome cricket rockstar. And without further ado, let's just get on with it, my dear friends. We have a lot of cricket to talk about, from the second qualifier of the IPL playoff to the Pakistan Australia ODIs. Then also, West Indies announced its home schedule for the summer for their so called We Outside Summer of Cricket. And also, World Cup is just about 2 weeks away, and tomorrow is the UEFA Champions League final featuring Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain. So we started with the IPL though, because we now know that the Gujarat Titans will face the defending champions, the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, on Sunday for the 2026 Tata Indian Premier League title after the Gujarat franchise defeated the Rajasthan Royals convincingly by 7 wickets in the second qualifier in New Chandigarh, following a successful run chase of 215 runs with 8 deliveries remaining. The night belonged to its captain Shubman Gill, who delivered what must be termed an aggressive masterclass batting. That's because he smashed 104 in just 53 deliveries, anchoring the chase and leaving the Royals' bowling attack scratching their heads for answers. For the Rajasthan Royals though, the spotlight was all about 15-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi. He continued his impressive form with the bat with a blistering 96 of 47 balls, and coincidentally, for the second time in more than 48 hours, he got into the first 90s and got out. On Wednesday, he made 99 and was dismissed. And today, he came 4 runs shy of scoring yet another 100. Despite Suryavansh's heroics and fireworks from Donovan Ferreira and Ravindra Jadeja, who batted with a tennis elbow, the Royals posted 214 runs on the board, which turned out to be insufficient against a Gujarat Titans batting lineup that has so much depth. The match was defined by the Titans' ability to keep up with the required run rate, aided significantly by Sai Sundarsar's polishing 58 of 32 to go alongside Shubman Gill's outstanding, mind-blowing 104 runs of 53 deliveries. The partnership between Gill and Sundarsar, or should I say Sai Sundarsar, effectively took control of the match right there, which allowed the Titans to cruise to the finals very convincingly. With this victory, the Gujarat Titans have punched the final ticket into the 2026 IPL final. As for the Rajasthan Royals, their 2026 season concludes despite a hard-fought run, to say the least. And I must feel sorry for the Royals fans, but Rajasthan fans all across India really did turn their attention to support not just the team alone, but also the experienced players, and of course for Vaibhav Suryavanshi. And I also have to feel for Captain Riyan Parag, because they had gotten off to an excellent start at the start of the competition. Then in between, they had a huge fluctuation and they had to scrape through in that final game against Mumbai to qualify, and then to beat Hyderabad in the eliminator, and now lose out to that final, this spot to Gujarat. Really, it has been a season which was terrific for them, but in the end, ends up very disappointing. Switching from franchise cricket to international cricket, tomorrow, Saturday, May 30th, marks the beginning of what is a very critical 3-match ODI series between Pakistan and Australia. The series opener is set to take place at the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium, a venue which holds extra significance for the Pakistan men's cricket team as it hosts its 1000th ODI in its one-day international cricket history. The match bowls off from 4:30 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Caribbean Time, and 6:30 a.m. for those in Jamaica who are tuning in to watch the game. Now, both squads are looking at gaining momentum ahead of next year's ICC Men's Cricket World Cup in South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Namibia. Pakistan will be led by its limited overs captain, Shaheen Shah Afridi. And mind you, this Pakistan team is coming off what must be termed as a turmoil point. Why I'm saying that is because back in February, March, they failed to qualify for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup semi-finals, They failed to get out of that Super 8 group, which included Sri Lanka, England, and New Zealand. Then recently they lost the ODI series to Bangladesh. And just a couple of weeks ago, they lost the Test series to Bangladesh 2-0. Pakistan, on the other hand, as I just said, they are aiming at trying to getting back to winning terms, not just for themselves, but also to please the Pakistani public after a difficult last couple of months for the men in green. They'll be aiming at celebrating its 1000 ODI in style with a victory, while for Australia, they enter this one-day series without its regular skipper, without its interim captain, Mitchell Marsh, who has been sidelined due to an ankle injury and will be led by Josh English. Despite the setback, the second string Australian side, in my opinion, do not write them off because these set of youngsters have come through the domestic system back in Australia, and without the likes of its dangerous three-pace prone attack of Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, and Josh Hazlewood, who all backed out because of IPL commitments. This Australian side, a lot of people are going to be writing them off the line, but never ever write off the Aussies because they'll be looking to come out strong as always, whether it is a full strength team, a second string team, or even an A team. But this series is expected to be highly competitive, with both sides looking not only to be testing its bench strength or their huge depth in their batting or bowling departments, but as I talk about that, the one-day series starts in Rawalpindi on Saturday, May 30th. Then the series ships to Lahore for the final two ODIs at the Gaddafi Stadium from the 2nd of June to the 4th of June, where the second and the third games will be taking place. Hopefully, this series does turn out to be a cracker. Will this full-strength Pakistan side continue its winning ways on home soil? Or will this understrength second string Australian side pull some surprises or two along the way? But never write off the Aussies, as I said, because they always have this hunger to perform well and win. Moving away from the subcontinent to the Caribbean now, as Cricket West Indies just a couple of days ago officially unveiled a massive home schedule for the 2026 international home season, which starts on June the 3rd with 3 ODIs against Sri Lanka, followed by 3 T20 internationals, all at Sabina Park in Kingston, Jamaica. Then the We Outside series ships across to Antigua, where both West Indies and Sri Lanka will face each other off in 2 tests later down in the month of June into early July. Then the Black Caps come to the Caribbean for a 5-match ODI series. The first 3 games takes place in Guyana in July, and the final 2 ODIs will be taking place in Barbados. Now, originally, Guyana was supposed to host all 5 one-day internationals between West Indies and New Zealand. However, because of intervention from Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley stating that Barbados obviously cannot be left out of hosting international cricket, the final 2 ODIs will be taking place at the Kensington Oval in Barbados instead of Providence, Georgetown, Guyana. And then the home summer concludes with 2 tests against Pakistan in Trinidad and Tobago, with the first test for the first time taking place at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in the final week in July. And then on the 2nd to the 6th of August, Queen's Park Oval makes a return to the international calendar as West Indies and Pakistan will be facing each other in the second test at the famous Queen's Park Oval, a venue that has been hosting international cricket for so many decades. Once again, the action starts in Jamaica with Sri Lanka, featuring all 6 white ball matches from 3 ODIs to 3 T20s, starting from the 3rd of June, followed by 2 tests in Antigua. Then New Zealand comes down for a 5-match ODI series, which, mind you, as I just said, has seen a collaborative logistic arrangement between the governments of Guyana and Barbados, which means that Guyana, which was originally supposed to host 5 one-day internationals, will now host the first 3 ODIs, while Kensington Oval, Bridgetown, Barbados will wrap up the series hosting the final 2 ODIs. And this is because there has been an agreement between Barbados, Guyana, and CWI to have the matches split between the 2 islands. Then the home summer, as I mentioned a minute or two ago, will culminate with a test series against Pakistan in July to August. Notably, the first test will be a historic occasion for the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Tarouba, South Trinidad, as that venue gets to host a test match for the very first time. And then Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain, Trinidad, my apologies, will be hosting the second and final test between the two teams. Shifting gears from the glorious game of cricket to the beautiful game in football, as tomorrow, Saturday, the 30th of May, the entire football world turns its attention to the Puskas Arena in Budapest for the 2026 UEFA Champions League final. That clash features Arsenal against Paris Saint-Germain. That's right, it's the English champions versus the French champions, all for that one competitive prize, and that is the UEFA Champions League title, in what has to be termed as the most anticipated match of the season, featuring the champions of English and French football. Both teams have navigated a grueling campaign to reach this stage, and the battle between the sides is expected to be absolutely immense. And I also must point out, tickets for that match is absolutely sold out, absolutely jam-packed for tomorrow, and the high demand for allocation in Budapest, which is in Hungary, is set to be electric as the supporters from both North London and Paris descend onto the city. Now, for those who are unable to make it to Budapest, Hungary, Arsenal, the English Premier League champions, just recently, a couple of weeks ago, Arsenal has confirmed that they will be having a watch party screening at the Emirates Stadium to ensure that the fan experience remains central for this massive fixture, which must be truly a defining moment, not just for Arsenal alone, but also for Paris Saint-Germain. Now, I also believe that PSG is also having a watch party in its home venue as well in Paris. It expected to be an absolute prestigious game, to say the least, or should I say, let me rephrase, this is expected to be an absolute humdinger of a clash. Now, I'm not predicting who is going to win, but I want to say this right now. I think PSG would have the psychological advantage. I know some would say that Arsenal would have the advantage following winning the Premiership after 22 years. Remember, PSG are the defending UEFA Champions League winners, so do not take them lightly. I expect this game to either finish inside 90 minutes or go to extra time. Now, I'm not saying if Arsenal will win or PSG will win. It's anybody's game. In some World Cup football news, folks, there is a significant alarm in the Brazilian camp following the news that Neymar Jr. has suffered a grade 2 muscle strain in his right calf. Now, just a week or two ago, Brazil had announced its team for the World Cup, where Neymar is likely to play his last World Cup. This injury he sustained during a domestic fixture for Santos FC in the Brazilian football competition has cast a shadow over Brazil's participation for the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. And according to team doctor Rodrigo Lasma, he confirmed that the 34-year-old forward is expected to be sidelined for a period of 3 weeks, which means the recovery timeline will mean that Neymar will miss warm-up friendlies against Panama and Egypt, leaving his participation in Brazil's opening match against Morocco on the 13th of June in serious doubt. According to the coaching staff led by Carlo Ancelotti, he is closely monitoring the situation and is fully aware of Neymar's importance to the teams. While the squad remains hopeful for Neymar's swift recovery, his fitness has become a primary concern for the Brazilians as they aim to have success in the tournament. Now, you all remember about a few weeks ago, I made a video predicting what is going to happen in the World Cup. I already made a prediction stating that Brazil might either make the round of 16 or the quarters and crash out there, because I do not see them winning the World Cup. All I saying that expect a choker move from the Brazilians. That's going to do it for this episode of the Cricket Rockstar Plus Show, your one-stop destination for all things cricket and football. Remember to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Hope you guys liked it. And until we meet again, folks, and the next time we get together, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. Take care, my dear friends.